Hi, my name is Cujo. I actually barely woke up and had this thought on my mind while I woke up. For some reason, I had in my brain on loop, like, what is your intention when you make music? What's your intention with music? I think a lot of people either have no intention or are too intent on an end goal when it comes to music. I mean, I can give you just a tiny bit of details about me, but I wanted to make music for a really long time, and some people who watch this might know me from the music that I make or just the videos that I choose to make. But for a majority of my life, music's played a huge role. Ever since I was 14, I wanted to make music, and I didn't start until I was 19, and I'm 23 now. So I've been doing it for a little bit, and I've learned a lot about myself along the way. But I think people get confused and caught up in what your intention is with the music. A lot of people use it for like an ends to a means, and music is kind of a balancing act of having an intent with what you're making and exploring sound. When I first started making music, I was extremely bad. Like the first beat I made, I want to try to find something really early on that I made to show for this video, so Cujo, don't forget to do that. I used to be really bad, but I wanted to make music for a really long time. I just never took the step in doing so. Until I was 19, there was just one day where I knew I just had to take the first step and just make stuff really badly, but at least give it a shot. The first album, or mixtape, I guess you could call it, was called I'll Have a Throne, and half the tracks on there are really poorly mixed, really made extremely rough. But dude, that mixtape is my baby. I love it just because of the amount of effort I put into it at the time. And even before that, I used to make beats under a different name. Maybe I'll post the SoundCloud in the description just so you can listen to the beats that I made if you're curious. But yeah, they used to be really bad, but I had some good ideas though. I had some really good ideas. Anyway, I think I'm kind of spitballing right now. I'm gonna go kind of back to what I was thinking of. What is your intention with music? I think this is one of the main questions when you sit down and make something. You should ask yourself, but ultimately have no expectation for the end result. Some of the best stuff that I've ever made came from not expecting anything out of it, but sitting down with an intention to make something. For example, I produced a song called Nina Naya by Jupiluxe. When I made the beat, I sat down and I was like, okay, I want to make a really wacky funk beat, basically. But I didn't really have any like direction or guidance with it. I was just kind of playing around with that idea, and I kept doing like, oh, this kind of sounds cool, maybe I'll make that this portion. Oh, this sounds kind of cool, I'm gonna make that this portion. And when you do that and progressively kind of build a structure out of a song, you end up with a song without even really meaning to have a song. You're just kind of playing around with sound, and then there you go. I got a burp, dude. Recently I made a song called Colossal where I kind of played with the idea of using only Shadow of the Colossus samples, but I wanted it to sound like I was in a huge coliseum fighting something very big, basically. And I think that song turned out great, but I didn't go in expecting to make that per se. I went in with that idea in mind and then just kind of went with whatever ideas came up. And I think people want, like, how do I put this into words? Say you have friends who want to make music. I do. And this is not bashing them at all whatsoever. I love them and they're all fantastic. I think the problem that they have though is when they make something, they have the expectation of it to sound like something else from somebody else. And like, there's nothing wrong with that. That's the whole point of making a genre, is you want something to sound similar. The problem with that though is every time you kind of try to emulate a specific sound, it is going to sound bad. This is me speaking as a producer who's worked on stuff for 4 years. Hopefully for the next rest of my life, I'll be a producer and I'll feel the same way. But every time you try to emulate a sound from somebody else, say you make a Harry Styles type beat. I don't know. I don't listen to Harry Styles. Does he make beats? When you try to make a type beat or just try to emulate a specific sound from somebody else, it's always going to sound worse quality than the person you're trying to copy. I think you should take ideas as inspiration, but ultimately realize it's your direction, it's what you want to make, and kind of let go of that expectation. So yeah, is your intention really to try to be recognized, be this crazy musician, make the best songs, and copy other people? Or is your expectation to really sit down, enjoy the moment, and really just kind of go with whatever ideas come up regardless of whatever happens? When I've taken that approach with music, my music has turned out way better. Some of my favorite songs came from just sitting down, enjoying a moment, and just doing whatever's like cool to me. I'll leave those songs I talked about in the description if you're curious to listen to them. If there's any producers watching this, they probably agree with me. I would hope. This can be used in any area, I think, too. I think if you're sitting down to make art, or, I don't know, a movie, or, I don't know, a really cool chair, you're building your perfect Animal Crossing island, you kind of have to have an idea in mind, but also understand you're not going to be making, just understand you're not making the next fucking Prince album. You're making whatever you're making. When I'm making something by your pal Cujo. I'm not making something by Chief Keef, or Waka Flocka Flame, or JPEG Mafia. And every single piece of information you learn is unique to you. So when you combine all of that, that's what makes your music or your art you. So yeah, if you want more stuff talking about music, just let me know in the comments. That's primarily what I do. I'm trying to make videos every Saturday. I've been working on green screen videos too. They just take quite a bit of time, but I wanted to make something every Saturday, so I kind of have these videos where I jump in front of a mic. So if you're interested in any of that, please subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. Yeah, it's really early in the morning, so I'm probably gonna go jog and take a shower and stuff. I feel like I sound like a scuffed Morgan Freeman or something. My voice is like, ooh. Oh, and one more thing. Just if you turn out with something that doesn't sound good to you, don't beat yourself up over it. Just move on to the next idea. There's been multiple times where I just make something and it just doesn't work for me, and I just kind of shrug my shoulders and I'm like, okay, either I don't know enough about this idea to make it into an actual song and something listenable, or this idea is just not good to me and it does not resonate with what I'm trying to make. Either way, we've learned from this and it's progress in the right direction. Even if you view it as a quote-unquote failure of a song or anything, a piece of art, a video, any kind of hobby that you have, if you just take what happened and learn from it, it's progress. Every single moment that you do that is progress because you've learned something about yourself. But yeah, ultimately be like a little kid. Sit down with a goal, but really don't nitpick how you have to get there, or it has to sound like this or this and that. Just let yourself make whatever you're gonna make. And that's every single time I've made something musically, or even with these videos. When I sit down, I have an idea, but I just let myself make it. I come out with the best stuff that I made. But yeah, anyway, if you enjoyed watching this, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna catch you guys later, and goodbye now.